I'm just going to pick this up from Cindy was the girl Gonzalez told me he'd killed. He was being cryptic, and you'd have to get into what was being done. Cindy was 12 years old, and I went in. This is when his office was at Northside Hospital before he went to Cliff Valley Way and Parkwood. He was at Parkland in Dallas when John Kennedy was killed. John Kennedy helped kidnap me. He and his father were ambassadors to Great Britain, and that whole bunch. He helped the Rothschilds, and my own uncle kidnapped me and brought me to Moulton, Alabama, which I found out in 83 when I was flown out to Flint. So I was writing about mind control and writing about doctors and what they were into, raping their patients, killing them. One of them, he was called, what was his name, from Key, I think he lived on Key West. He's called the Tasmanian Devil. You should see his picture. Psychiatrists can rape, and it's the power. I mean, later you can find out about mind control. You don't have a chance in hell. So they got double jeopardy on you there. But I was writing, one of the cases I was writing about, he was called the Tasmanian Devil, and he was from, I believe he lived in Key West. But he was actually present when he had gotten a patient. It's a rape victim. You have to see the picture of this man. There isn't a chance in hell anybody would have had anything. Oh, God. So they go into psychiatry so they can seduce and rape and nothing done about it. He was actually, I got the cases from, a bunch of them were from that area down in Florida. And he was actually with his buddy it's a wonder they didn't kill her, while his buddy doctor did an abortion on the woman. So this was just a part of, I was telling about mind control, and Larry Flint was shot during that time, and the guy was programmed to shoot him. So I got a letter from the FBI about ongoing investigation, national security involved, and I didn't know I'd been kidnapped till 83. Or they would really have hung me. They did anyway. I had antifreeze put in me and all of it, and should have died. But anyway, there was one more I wanted to say. Cindy was one of them that Gonzalez was, she's talking. She was reaching out, trying to get somebody to stop it. She's 12 years old, for God's sake. And I saw her when she came out of his office one day. And she had on this plastic, like a see-through plastic saran wrap, so good. And she had very large breasts, 12 years old. And when I went in, he said something about it. She says she's very proud of them. Can you imagine that? A 12-year-old, he's a child psychiatrist, is his specialty. He's a psychopath. And the state of Georgia had him under investigation. He's still practicing medicine in unless he's died in the last year. I Googled it, and he had practiced in Marietta, I believe, now. And his son is a doctor, I don't know what specialty, Victor Gonzalez Jr. But anyway, Gonzalez, I saw him on the floor having sex with Kathy, who was co-partner with him at Parkland in treating these group children. Gonzalez, his mentor, was her father at Tulane he was from Mexico when he was 7 years old, in Jessup's where he grew up, Louisiana. So he goes to Tulane, and he seduces, and she's not a patient, but you have to wonder what power and what kind of man would send his daughter to be raped by. If he's in medical, he knew he was a psychopath. So anyway, that's what went on. And Cindy and a girl, he told me, because I'm writing the book, at that time I was trying to get somebody to do something about it, telling it everywhere I could get somebody to listen, just like this whole mess now. Nobody's done anything about it, except I've hurt in my family. But anyway, the other woman was a girl. She worked for Eastern Airlines. I remember her very well. She had a kind of blondish hair, longer, very petite, pretty girl. And I remember she had good figure, and she was big-breasted again. And he told me he killed her. And here's the thing he said about her, that she overflowed her bra because they were talking too much. So there you go. And then all this stuff with the doctors involved that I'm writing out in the book about. And I thought that's why that the antifreeze was put in me. It was later in '83, after I was flown out to Flint's in the campaign, and the book got squashed. I ended up working for the DA in a hell when your brain's baked in they're trying to kill you all over again, and you're working for the district attorney, Fred Simpson, in '80. I mean, and I didn't know where my kids were. My apartment was taken by my husband, and his sister helped him, that Laura Childers. I mean, it's hideous. But anyway, that was it. I was trying to, there's a gag order put on the suit that I filed against this psychopath down there for nothing. It just shut it up because my husband was controlling, or ex-husband was controlling it. And it was horrible. And it didn't stop me. I was trying to do the book and then I found out later, you know, the illness I have is I'm allergic to chemicals. And when I'm force-fed close quarters chemicals, like sealants, etc., like that, then my immune system attacks itself, and it can make me very sick. And over the years, if I'm force-fed it, my immune system has attacked itself so much, and the inflammation, my kidneys, my liver, veins in my legs, all of it are being destroyed. Lungs. Now then, I wanted to go back to, I guess I got that. Robichaud was the book, Jonas Robichaud wrote the book, Power of Psychiatry, that had lists of my cases in the very last chapter of his book, and he was killed. He was a professor of law and psychiatry at Emory University, and he sent Jean Schroekerman to my attorney, and that's how I got a hold of her, the deposition where she was shot at Larry McDonald's hospital. At Piedmont. There's a number of deaths. Warren and Rosina Matthews, the pathologist, was shot and killed there in Cobb County because they knew too much. So now then, I wanted to go to, and this is going to go off, so it really doesn't do me any good. I wanted to get to Martin Luther King. I found out about my kidnapping in '83, and so I might as well just go from this and pick up on the other, and it's going to be about Martin Luther King. Today's Martin Luther King Day, and I'm sitting here 76 years in a hell, there's no other word for it.